Hi guys, welcome to the vlog. It's day 115 and I'm going to read the book again a little bit more. I was thinking about the book actually. I was thinking like if people are enjoying it now, it's going to get so much better when the actual action starts. It's so much more exciting. So yeah, I am actually excited about that as well. So let's just start from where we left. Ready? Yep, I'm excited. Let's try that. Oh yeah, so much better. Okay, so do you remember where we were? We were at that petrol pump, which is the last petrol pump at Tandi, just before Leh. So in between those 2 points, there is no petrol pump for 370 kilometers. So this is where we start. It was at this petrol pump that we met Dennis. Now he is a character worth mentioning. He was from Denmark, but he had been living in Goa, India for the last 6 years. He had been on the road for a few months and covered 12,000 kilometers on his bike when we met him. Phew. It was a cloudy afternoon when we reached Keylong, driving behind Dennis, who had been staying there for a few days. Driving down on a slanting, narrow road which kept getting narrower, we reached the little village and passed through the crowded main market to reach the hotel where Dennis was staying. He showed us maps of the area and treated us to tea. Dennis had a story. He had been in the merchant navy in Denmark, and one day while he was working on a boat, a crane moving a shipping container malfunctioned and the gigantic container swung down and swept him off the boat. That put him in the hospital, and when he came out, his short term memory was impaired. That was the reason for his early medical retirement from the merchant navy, and now he received his full salary with all the yearly increments and was free to roam the world. To supplement his short-term memory, he used to keep a notebook. Still, he was happy as he was because it had always been his ambition to roam the world on a bike. This he was now able to do, and he treated life like a paid vacation. No complaints. Till then, I had never seen Goa, and I was jealous of him because he lived there. Since then, I have seen Goa several times. It's fantastic. It's not something to see, something to experience, something to, go there and live for a few days, for a few weeks. It's a lovely place. Okay, so this being around the time of 15th August, okay, do you remember the Independence Day of India? This being around the time of 15th of August, there was a National Independence Festival going on in Keylong. Apparently, it was a yearly 3-day program. Because of the festival, the accommodation situation in Keylong was critical. We had to hunt around a lot and finally did get a room, but only one room for the four of us. Yeah, it was a big room, but still. We figured since it was just a few hours of rest, we would take it. We didn't want to drive around for hours hunting for a better place. When you have a choice of driving around for kilometers on sloping, narrow, crowded roads looking for a place, or walking about at an altitude where walking 10 steps make you start panting, your priorities change quite rapidly. Cool. True. So there is a sidebar here which is about prevention of altitude illnesses. Prevention of altitude illnesses falls into two categories: proper acclimatization and preventive medications. Below are a few basic guidelines for proper acclimatization. One, this is like a bullet list. So, if possible, don't fly or drive to high altitude. Start below 10,000 feet, which is 3,048 meters, and walk up. So, slowly. If you do fly or drive, do not overexert yourself or move higher for the first 24 hours. If you go above 10,000 feet, only increase your altitude by 1,000 feet per day. And for every day 3,000 feet of elevation gained, take a rest day. So climb slowly and then stop after every 3,000 feet as well. So climb high and sleep low. This is a maxim used by climbers. You can climb more than 1,000 feet in a day as long as you come back down and sleep at a lower altitude. Okay. If you begin to show symptoms of moderate altitude sickness, don't go higher until symptoms decrease. Don't go up until symptoms go down. That's the maxim. If symptoms increase, go down, down, down. Keep in mind that different people acclimatize at different rates. Make sure all of your parties properly acclimatized before going higher. You remember, acclimatization is just your body getting used to the low oxygen, low pressure at the high altitude and the dry air. So stay properly hydrated. Acclimatization is often accompanied by fluid loss, so you need to drink lots of fluids to remain properly hydrated, at least 3-4 quarts per day. Urine output should be copious and clear. Take it easy. Don't overexert yourself when you first get up to altitude. Light activity during the day is better than sleeping because respiration decreases during sleep, exacerbating the symptoms. Exacerbating the symptoms. Avoid tobacco and alcohol and other depressant drugs, including barbiturates, tranquilizers, and sleeping pills. These depressants further decrease the respiratory drive during sleep, resulting in a worsening of the symptoms. Eat a high carbohydrate diet, more than 70% of your calories from carbohydrates while at altitude. The acclimatization process is inhibited by dehydration, overexertion, and alcohol and other depressant drugs. So there's your whole story, and then there's a photo of SB entering the room. The room was small, but it was a place to lie down at night. Okay, I thought it was big. Oh, I didn't remember right. Okay, and here's a picture of the Independence Festival, the Indian Independence Festival. The sign there says the Janjati Mahotsav Keylong, which means Tribal Festival Keylong 2004. What? Do you want some tea? Tea. Are you bored or something? No, I'm not bored. No, I'm not bored. No, I'm liking it. But I'm reading. Yeah, I'm reading the book. I'm doing the vlog. I know, but you need to keep your throat warm, and moist. Yes, my throat is all right. I can read. It's okay. Are you bored? Seriously? No, I'm not bored. No, I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. Then sit down and listen. Okay. So, the top floor of this hotel doubled as a restaurant. We had our dinner there and rested a bit. Food wasn't great there. Nowhere in the mountains the food was great. Then we decided to check out this much talked about festival. We went down a long flight of really steep and wide stairs to reach the market. It's like mountain stairs, like this high, one each step. It was really, really steep. And so we went down a long flight of really steep and wide stairs to reach the market instead of tackling 2 kilometers of driving on this steep road, because when you're driving the whole day, you don't want to get back on the bike at night. I must say it was a nice place, and even though we understood nothing of the songs, they were in the local language, it was fun to watch the beautiful girls. I still loved girls even then. So more of the festival, they're like girls dancing. I should have pointed the camera in the other direction. Actually, the girls in the audience were even more beautiful. This is one of the things that the mountain girls are really pretty. So if you go, never mind, I'm not going to give you advice about girls. I don't know anything. I know nothing. As we were coming back up the same stairs, we realized the meaning of motionless on high altitude. From the net and from Vijay's experienced friend, we had got the advice to move as little as possible at high altitudes. So far, we had been making fun of it, referring to it as a joke, and thinking of ourselves no less than Hercules for being able to walk at that height. But those stairs did take it out of us. Then came the time to decide about sleeping arrangements. As I said, we had but one small room for the 4 of us. 3 of us could sleep on the double bed, but one person would need to cuddle up on the floor. Somebody has to sleep on the floor, as we pointed out the obvious. Yeah, but who? I didn't want to. It would be cold. And how? Vijay added. So we got the hotel owner to give us some flattened out cardboard cartons and an extra blanket. And the discussion continued. While we were still debating the issue, Fazil volunteered to sleep on the floor, and I'm not sure that he didn't get the best deal after all. I think he did, because he had more space down there. So let's talk about chapter 7. Perseverance is a great element of success. If you only knock long enough and loud enough at the gate, you are sure to wake up somebody. This is by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. 17th of August 2004. Next morning we had to get up early because we had parked our bikes in the shop restaurant area of the hotel, and when they wanted to open the shop we had to take them out and park them on the road. Always the issue there. Park the bikes somewhere indoors so they're safe at night, but then you have to take them out in the morning. Then of course a walk was indicated. Somehow in that setting you don't go and get back into bed. These photos were taken on that walk. So you see the photos? These photos don't indicate the skill of the photographer, me. There you pretty much point the camera in any direction and click and you have yourself a picture. Even now when I see these pictures, I feel the thrill. I feel really excited to see these because this is where we were. It was amazing. I never got tired of watching clouds play on mountain tops. Yeah, always wonderful. Can you spot the snow-capped peaks in this picture? I'm being facetious. Yes, you can. Try and count the colors in these mountains. Yeah, that's one of the things. And the view changed every minute. You could just literally stand there and watch it for hours. It was so beautiful and so dynamic. And each view was photogenic. Okay, so we went to the Keylong market area in search for some decent breakfast and found that there was more variety than we had expected. Variety was good, but taste was bad. We ate because we wanted to stay alive, but that's it. Yeah, I still remember that food. After breakfast, we tackled the task that was becoming a regular activity now to get our luggage carrier repaired. And the add-on carrier was a pain in the neck. But then it's hardly fair to blame the carrier when we were putting it through the most rigorous test of a luggage carrier's life. Normally, fixing it would be a minor task for any fabricator, but here we tasted the real flavor of life in a small mountain village. The previous night had been the finale of the 3-day Independence Festival in Keylong, and most people were still in a drunken sleep. There was only one shop where we could get our carrier fixed, and the owner of that shop was, you guessed it, sleeping off last night's booze. Any polite, civilized person would leave him alone to do this in peace. Unfortunately for him, we were not the type of good little boys who would leave him alone. We didn't have the luxury to wait for him to wake up naturally and thus waste a whole day of travel. So we got his address from his neighbor shopkeeper and went to his house. Okay, I'll stop here because this is again a long story with what happens here. So, nice, I liked it. It's good. I like the picture. The view is so good, man. So good. I'm sure you enjoyed it. I'll wait until the next one. Wait, the next part is even more interesting. Now you want tea? Yes, I'll have tea now. Okay, I will make some. Okay. And the lights? What? But you're still here. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Don't turn the lights off yet. I'm making tea. All right, okay. So what do you think? Are you still enjoying it? I hope you are. I'm trying not to read too much because then it becomes too much of a task to edit it. Thank you very much for watching. This is today's episode and I hope you enjoyed it. Meet me here tomorrow.